Well, that's right, Joe. I think there was just a mismodeling on the sell side. When you think about sort of street expectations for the quarter for FedEx, you had those merit raises, which were pulled forward into the first quarter. So you had sort of a double merit raise. Plus, you had bonus accruals, which did not occur last year in the business in the first quarter because of the TNT cyber attack. So you put all that together, it really created a very difficult, I think, quarter for consensus to model. And as a consequence, that's what we were concerned about going into the print, and that's what happened, but to a greater degree than we thought.
If you look at that chart, Jack, I can't help but think we started talking tariffs at, the beginning of the year, really, or the markets, have been sideways, basically. Most of the equity market sideways since the beginning of the year. But, FedEx was truly on a roll for 5 years or so, going up into the high 200s, and it's been treading water. What do you attribute that to? The economy for that period is, been growing at an average of about 3%, and yet FedEx has stalled. Why?
Well, so much of the improvement in FedEx's share price and earnings for the last, 3 or 4 years has really been due to the fact that this company has been very successful implementing a profit improvement plan, especially within its express segment. The next phase of the profit improvement plan is what we're in now, and that's largely dependent upon, successful execution of the integration of the TNT acquisition. That was really derailed last June with the cyber attack, and when you combine that with the tariffs and sort of tariff talk, I think it's really put an overhang on the stock. We think as the company executes on its TNT synergies over the course of the next several quarters, that should put the company in a position to see the stock work higher, but it could take 3 to 6 months for that to be playing out.
Jack, if it goes to another, let's say we double the $200 billion and we go to 25%, when does it actually become a factor, tariffs for FedEx and for the results?
Well, from a sentiment perspective, it's not a positive now. You heard FedEx last night on the conference call, refer to the fact that only about 2% of its business is in that China to U.S. trade lane, and they think with the current tariffs, only about a quarter of that is impacted by sort of what's going on at the moment. But clearly, I think when we look at the data, whether it's West Coast port data, global air freight data, we are seeing a slowing of global trade. That is a concern for us, and I think the longer this drags on, the greater the potential that this could bleed over and impact, a global company like a FedEx or a UPS.